Why, hello, you're tuning into the Candid Athletic Training Podcast, and my name is Kevin, and this is Chad. It is 7:45 Central Standard Time. The weather is cold and snowy. Is that boring enough?
You started off super sultry, and then you kind of went into like just a regular DJ, like a FM radio here.
I was going for like, how would I audition for like NPR?
Yeah.
Like, oh, and tonight you are going to be listening to the smooth offerings of Chad Henneberry on the bass guitar. I feel like that's what NPR sounds like sometimes.
You do. It's a good, strong voice. I'm so jealous.
Oh, Kev, it's snowing by you, huh? Yeah, well, it snowed last night. I made up this whole skit at the beginning of this, and just in 3 seconds before, and I remembered that it's cold, it's icy, it snowed for the first time here in southeastern Wisconsin. Everybody was freaking out. It was also Halloween. Kids walking around in the snow, getting their candies. This is from last week, but you know what? It's November. So, what does November 1st equal? Somebody's got to get rid of this damn candy, and it might as well be us.
I listened to another podcast today where apparently November 1st, it's okay to start celebrating Christmas.
That's bullshit.
Friend or foe?
Foe.
Foe. Okay. When do you start celebrating, or when do you start getting? When's Christmas mode for you?
December 1st, probably.
December 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'll call it
You're not like looking
after the Thanksgiving weekend. Like, give me the whole Thanksgiving weekend.
Black Friday.
Yeah, like get past Black Friday.
Oh,
though.
so Black Friday is not Christmas to you. That's
no, it's just like a random day to like
Cyber
to
Monday,
save money.
Small Business Tuesday.
It's so stupid.
Just spend money on Wednesday.
I miss the good old days when it was actually like, this is the only day that this sale is going to exist.
Yeah, I agree.
Why would you buy anything on Black Friday? Sale's going to be there Monday. And then not only that, but we're probably going to do the same price like 2 days before Christmas.
Probably.
Either way. So, welcome to the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. I literally am Kevin. That is literally Chad.
Yeah.
We're live.
Episode number 240.
That's a lot of fucking.
We're almost
a lot of episodes.
We're almost at 250. It's incredible.
It's a lot of episodes.
That was one of those numbers where you're like, yeah, you think we'll get there? So,
I mean, what in theory, 258 is 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? If you're doing every week, which we've missed a few, so
we did 2 for like a month, and then we've done a few.
But then we did 2 a month.
A lot going on in the world right now.
So many things.
Matthew Perry and apparently Bobby Knight. Bobby Knight within the last hour. Hour and a half.
If they don't okay, so
would you want to be an athletic trainer if Bobby Knight's the coach? That's the Candid Athletic Training coming out right here.
Yeah. Because I think I don't know Bobby Knight at all. I don't know a backstory about Bobby Knight. This is just my pure instinct.
He seemed like a hard ass.
Was a fucking hard ass. But I bet if you shot him straight, like you told him the truth and you worked hard, he was probably really good to work for. I bet he took care of people like athletic trainers and stuff.
Do you think
I could be wrong? I have no idea.
You walk up to him and be like, "Hey, I don't think Isaiah Thomas can play tonight." You think he's gonna be like?
He would say, "You don't think, or you know." That's what he'd say, and then you would learn that you'd be like, "Hey, Isaiah can't play tonight," and then he would throw a chair at you.
See, and I think that's the fear.
I don't think it's a fear. I think you like wear that with a badge of honor.
I worked for one coach who had that kind of temperament.
Really?
And it was tough.
I'm trying to figure out who the hell that was. I know most of the coaches that you worked for.
Yeah.
Or worked with, I should say. Well, no, I don't, actually. I don't. Because there was a big coaching change in one of your main sports.
Yeah, and that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
And the guy that got
And
brought
I didn't know
in,
who came in. I didn't know that one.
it was... I'm pretty sure there was some bipolar. So sometimes
that's also
I felt bad.
that's a weird sport to be aggressive with to me. Anyway.
Kevin says, I've worked with coaches like that my whole career. You kill their anger with facts and information.
Yep. Exactly.
And kudos to Kevin on his starting a new job soon. Kevin got a new position. He's I guess I don't know if he wants me to say that to millions of people, but I'm happy for Kevin.
Yeah, that's all we'll say. Hey, Kev, congratulations on being awesome, because you are.
Hi to Nisi and to Kyle and to Craig. Thanks for joining. We are going to have a fun show. We're going to do a unique draft tonight. I think you're going to really like the feature topic. And we've got some pretty straightforward. I don't know. I'm excited about tonight's episode. Oh, you all right? There, too much sugar.
Sour. Whoa! We brought back the mystery bag.
The mystery bag of Sour Patch from my dealer.
Yeah.
So let's talk Matthew Perry for just a second before we get into tonight's show and thank our sponsors. But like
Chandler,
that one seemed to sting a lot of people.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people, or myself included. Friends is a staple in my life.
Yeah, and we talked about it. How did Chandler Bing do when we did that episode? That must have been like episode 3 or 4. I mean, it was one of our first 4 episodes.
Yeah, it was really early. How did he do? I mean, Chandler
did he he didn't make the fat bracket, did he?
No.
It was Monica.
It was probably Monica and maybe Ross.
No, didn't I want Chandler because I was the most like him?
Probably.
Like personality wise, like
he's sarcastic. He's the Joker. He's always got something. He's always got a.
Wasn't it Monica and Rachel that ended up?
I honestly think it was Monica and Ross.
And
I think at some point
you might be right.
I think at some point in that first fat bracket, it was Monica against Ross.
Yeah, you're right.
I think.
Yeah.
We'd have to go back to our YouTube channel, which you're on right now. While you're there, hit that subscribe button below.
You could also go to our website and you can look at previous fat brackets. I know March is 4 months away now. March Madness. The fat bracket's like 4 months away. But if you want to keep talking athletic training and have good conversation with your athletes, just go to our website, look at some old fat brackets and be like, hey, how do you think this turned out? Should Dembe have lost in the first round? Do you really feel that way? And tell me why you're wrong.
Really? And tell me why it still stings.
In terms of fat bracket upsets, that's the number one for me.
Can you name another one?
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock was a big one.
Losing Doc Ock early made no sense.
Yeah. There was another very obvious one.
Last year, didn't you have somebody going super early? Like
there was a very obvious one that it was like people are just not voting correctly.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah, go check it out.
So Matthew Perry, any other like we were thinking, should we do like a whole 9 yards versus Fools Rush In or Studio 60? But maybe we can do that next week. We'll see. We'll talk about it after the show. See if something pops up. I mean, maybe we could do a Matthew Perry RIP fat, but
maybe.
But we're excited for tonight's fat. We talked about it last week. We don't
always have to be so morbid.
Yeah, we'll give it a week, let it settle down, and then let the dust settle.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to get into tonight's show, but before we do that, let's talk about our favorite people here. www.healthyroster.com. Check them out. You need to be using them. If you are not using them, you're missing out on the best EMR in the world. They've got a lot going on for them. They're recognizing ATs every week. They're buying ATs coffee. They're just doing everything. I mean, they are. I don't know of a company that's more invested in athletic trainers than Healthy Roster. Let's just say that. Just what we want to align ourselves with, people that really are promoting the profession. So, again, check them out, healthyroster.com. 10% off anything at Smart Tools using the code CANDID10. If you are looking for some soft tissue tools or some blood flow restriction, that's where you should be getting it, smarttoolsplus.com. And also discounted professional and personal liability insurance at Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus. The A-tip is what we say. Make sure the A-tip is working for you. Just become a member of our show, and then you're going to get it's literally south of $200. You're not going to find that anywhere else for a professional personal liability. South of $200. So,
and legitimately, I've said this on the air before, if you own your own business as an athletic trainer, going with A-tip, I saved like $1,000 in 1 year on my insurance, general liability and professional liability.
That's a lot of cash.
That's a lot of money when you own your own business. Like that's a big one. Congrats, Kev, on being able to use Healthy Roster, your new job. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is really cool. I didn't even see that.
Chad, did I bring up, because you were talking about advocating for the profession?
Yeah, Healthy Roster. Nobody does it better than them, except for us.
Did I bring up my patient that was asking me about the difference between PT and A2?
Last week you did talk about it. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure everybody heard that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's do some shenanigans.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get the juices flowing here, athletic training world. Hard-hitting question. We're going to do a would you rather tonight.
Oh, crap.
A would you rather, not a friend or foe. Would you rather, Kevin?
Yes.
Would you rather?
No. Maybe.
Spill. Which would you rather spill?
No.
Would you rather spill a fully mixed sports drink or spill the entire bag of powder?
So spill.
You've made
the
it.
Cooler.
Spill the cooler full.
Or the powder.
Or the entire bag of powder.
Am I in the wet room?
I guess I can't answer that for you. I don't know.
It's gotta be powder.
You'd rather spill the powder?
I feel
Is
like
the powder easier to clean up? I think the powder is harder to clean up.
I am just picturing 10 gallons of sticky, sugary water spreading everywhere in any room that it gets spilled. If I'm outside, well, you're not cleaning up either. Probably just hosing down, making Gatorade freaking fertilizer for the grass. I'm thinking if I spill the powder, right, it's going to at least be a little more contained. I mean, we're going to get it in the air, but if it's a super dry room, I'm grabbing the vacuum, I'm cleaning it up, then I'm just grabbing the mop and I'm going to town. It's going to suck no matter what. But I think if that was a 10-gallon mixed sports drink that spills everywhere, oh,
I'm putting it up on our social media.
And then, I mean, Craig makes a good chance. Even if you vacuum up all that powder, the moment that gets wet, it starts
crystallizing.
Yeah, that's a chemical reaction that we put in our bodies. You might destroy a vacuum.
So are you wavering on this?
Shit. Yeah. You'd have to sweep it up. If it was dry, you'd have to sweep it up.
Niecy's saying she would just hose that Johnson down.
Oh, that's what she said.
Hi, Mara Smith. Thanks for joining us.
Mara.
I don't know if you've been on the show before, but we appreciate it. Powder so she's cleaning the powder. How many times have you spilled? How many times have you dumped a entire sports drink mixed, like dumped a
Never.
cooler? You've never dumped a cooler.
Nah, not like. No, I've never dumped one on accident.
Never.
That can't handle being dumped. No.
Wow, that's good for you.
I also never, and I've also never dumped a bag of powder either because we didn't use powder.
No, you
We
bought
used
the
like
pre-made stuff.
we used like the concentrate, like. So it would be like, I can't remember. I wonder what I can't remember what the ratio was. It was like
It was 2-1.
2 gallons of it.
I think it was. Damn, I don't remember because when I worked with the Bucks, that's what we had too.
I don't know what the advantage.
I think it was just pre-mixed.
You just didn't have to mix it. Was it just pre-mixed? Did you have to pour 4 of those things in, like a 5-gallon or 7-gallon?
I think it was
Fill
2.
the rest of it with ice.
I think it was 2 per 6 gallon.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had to add water. Like, I think I don't remember. Either way, we got some Smiths in the house. We got some Smiths.
Mr. and Mrs.
I've seen
Smith.
a 10-gallon spilled 1 time inside. Was ugly stuff. See, I think it was.
I've done it. I've seen my students do it. I've seen it more often than I care to admit.
Kyle, I don't know. You know what?
I created Lake Lewin a couple times, Greg.
I am one. Kyle, I can see you doing both of these. No, that's not a judge of you. It's just like that made me laugh that you came out and said, having done both. You make me laugh, Kyle.
I do feel like cleaning the liquid form is slightly easier or harder.
Well, here's my. Okay.
The problem is the ice cubes. I'm just kidding.
If you spill the powder, you need to get as much of that powder up as possible so that you can wipe it down without creating the actual sports drink with water in a towel or spraying something down.
It's just the airborne. It gets everywhere. Like if you drop it from a high altitude, and by high altitude I mean like chest height,
3 feet.
It's like it's gonna look like an A-bomb. It's mushroom.
It will.
And now it's kind of everywhere. Now you're cleaning windowsills.
Ooh, you think?
Yeah, trust me.
Those particles.
It's in your ice machine. If you're doing it in the wet room where you make it.
Could you imagine like a year later and like you open your ice machine and you're like, why is it purple? And then why does everything taste like grape? It'd be insane. Had somebody dump a cooler of Gatorade onto a fresh sheet of ice.
The Zamboni guy
like
was pissed.
A murder scene. We banned red flavors after that. That's interesting. On ice.
Here's a hot take. I think the red flavors are overrated to begin with.
Yeah. Orange all day.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think the only thing that's worse than red is orange.
Orange all day. I don't know why. I just always gravitated towards orange.
I'm a YG Biv. Just get past the RO. Just give me the YG Biv in the rainbow here.
You're crazy.
With the powder spill, you have the risk of Gatorade lunch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, all right, we got to make it. This is Candid Athletic training. Pick one. Would you rather spill powder or would you rather spill
powder? Powder.
Yeah, I'll go with powder too. Based on if I spill the powder,
not lunch. I was trying to figure out lunch. I'm like Gatorade lunch. What?
So how about
it got everywhere?
Gatorade,
it even
Gatorade
got into
lung.
my lunch bag. Gatorade lung
So the way I know we've had this discussion.
cures COVID.
The way I made Gatorade or sports drink, I would put the water in first and then mix in the powder. So if I drop the powder, I'm not starting from scratch. I just have to replace the bag of powder. I clean up the powder and I still pour it in the cooler of water that I've already had. Where if you dump it afterwards, you have to start from square one. So I'll just take the easy way out and say I'm going to start from square three.
Square three. Root squared.
Yeah, pi. Yes. Does that make sense? So I'm assuming that I've filled up I've got my cooler. I filled it up with water, and then I spilled the powder before I put it in there. Well, I don't have to replace the cooler or the water because it's still okay.
So you're going for the convenience of what comes next, and not necessarily the cleaning.
The athletes still need the drink.
Yeah, they do. Because could you imagine if they didn't have Gatorade?
Well, that may come into play later in our feature topic.
Maybe.
Potentially. I didn't think about it until just now.
Although it's rising in the ranks.
It's not on my board.
I don't have anything on my board right now.
I don't. I got like 2 in my head.
I got 17. Never mind.
Swamp water. Everyone's got that mixed drink.
Yeah, everybody's done some kind of greenish weird one that everybody goes.
Probably this week.
I don't know.
Probably just was really popular.
I think I like it.
For Halloween just passing. I'm sure there was a lot of green.
Zombie. Zombie Gatorade.
All right. Let's just see. I put up on the poll. Let's just see if there's any early results here, and we'll move on. Which would you rather spill? Entire bag of powder, 70%. In 8 minutes, we got 16 votes. Not bad. Okay.
Isn't that weird that at least 16 people were either alerted or randomly came across our X feed?
Yeah.
Just in the last couple minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting.
Should be 5 times that many.
I know, but like
you should subscribe to the Candid Athletic Training podcast on social media and on YouTube.
Really should.
And get the notification. That's super important. It helps us out. It helps grow the profession. We can do more fun things.
You should also get off your goddamn phone.
No, you shouldn't. Okay.
So funny.
We're moving on. Do you want to go? Fine. You want to go with our FMK or our FAT?
FMK.
F, Mary, Kill this week, Kevin. We talked about the bus last week, right? The bus. We had that device that came across.
Yeah.
The inflatable pillow for like bus trips. Is that like a must buy? We talked about it. So then we decided we were going to F, Mary, Kill 3 different bus positions this week. So for those of you, the Kama Sutra of bus. So let's F, Mary, Kill a bus trip where you are either laying flat, you are leaning forward into the seat in front of you, or you're leaning to the side up against the window. Those are your 3 positions. I assume those are the most 3 popular positions on a bus. If I'm missing one and you're on the live stream, please let us know and we can.
Am I laying flat across the 2 seats?
Yep.
That's what I'm doing?
Yep.
If you're leaning forward into the chair ahead of you, you better be staggered
from somebody else.
Yeah. That was my first thought was like
it was somebody on last week's show.
I gotta kill that because that's a jerk.
I think Nate last week said that was his preferred position.
Going forward.
Nate Marsh. Yeah. Yes, Nisi. Laying flat like you're laying in a horizontal bed. Probably with your feet up across. Like for me, it's like laying on my back and my feet are propped up across the aisle. On that plastic piece.
Yeah, most likely your feet are up. You're trying to create a flat bench, but there's no chance you're doing it because of that crack that's in between the 2 seats.
And the seatbelt riding your tramp stamp.
And then like the seatbelt clip. What would that be called? Like the
buckle?
No, like the where you put the seatbelt into. Is that the buckle? Is that what that's called? The seatbelt buckle, or is the buckle the
we'll
part
just call
that
the rig?
The rig, the seatbelt rig. That's always digging somewhere into you.
It's incredible.
It's
the first thing I thought about when we were doing this. Yeah.
Sidebar: have you ever?
These are my favorite part of the podcast.
Has anybody ever used the seatbelt on a bus?
I think I did once just to be fun, for fun,
Yeah.
just because nobody does. I literally did them just to prove.
Just to see.
Well, I'm not 70 yet. Why do they have them? I'm guessing for tours.
I mean, I'm sure it's you have to have the ability to restrict somebody from flying around the bus if it flips over or gets into a crash. I'm sure you have to have it. But has any athletic trainer used the seatbelt on a bus on a trip?
Here's how I know we have a good topic. For the first two people that answered had completely different viewpoints on this. This is great. Nisi said, if I have a whole roll to myself, she's marrying laying horizontal. She's killing the forward pose. She's effing with the side lay, which I love.
Ooh, effing that side lay.
Craig immediately said he's killing laying flat.
Oh.
Effing up against the window and marrying leaning forward. Staggered, of course. But of course. So they're the complete opposite.
But of course.
That's why I love doing this show.
KJ says F laying flat, good once in a while until someone has to piss. Then you're getting kicked. That is true, right? Marrying leaning against the window, easily the most comfortable. Killing leaning forward, way too many hard braking bus drivers.
Is the best bus game the...
That's interesting.
All right, here's another sidebar.
Okay.
Is it when you're trying to get to the bathroom to take a piss in the middle of the long night, are you thinking it's Mission Impossible?
Fuck yeah.
Like, is that what you go to?
Oh, and I hate it. I hated it when my athletes.
Do you usually go over or under?
Oh, both. You got it's everywhere, right?
It's staggered. I would always go over.
Well,
I would just keep going higher and higher and higher.
Oh, you would just keep going higher.
Yeah.
You're eventually like in the luggage department.
I wasn't thinking more. I guess in my head I was thinking more Spider-Man-ish than Mission Impossible. Or what was the movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones with the they were stealing artwork?
Oh,
Crown Prince. Thomas Crown Affair.
Thomas Crown Affair. I'm pretty
like that was like a heist movie.
Yeah,
where they were like all that kind of stuff. Isn't that what it's like being an athlete or trying to go to the bathroom on the bus?
It is 100%.
What are you thinking about
Mission Impossible, parkour, Spider-Man.
Fuck it.
American Ninja Warrior.
I just came up with a great idea.
Okay.
They have fucking pole dance workouts, right? There's pole dance workouts. Why don't we do bus? Get to the back of the bus workouts.
Like
we just rent a bus, we go around, and you have to we set up all these obstacles, and you the whole workout is you have to get to the back of the bus.
Spider pig.
You're working your shoulders, your core.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Let's go buy a bus. We just need a few more sponsors. To give us some cash.
This workout is brought to you by...
This workout is brought to you by
Badger Coach Lines.
There you go. I was trying... What's the other? Greyhound bus lines, right? Oh, God.
All right, so F, marry, kill.
That would be wild. Yeah, we're on the bus. I'm going to... Do I have a pillow?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a pillow.
If I have a pillow...
Oh, here's another side question.
Yeah.
Is there your length of your bus trip before you take it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is there a time where you're like, what's the cutoff for pillow?
There is.
I'm putting this on social media. What is it? Oh, this is gonna be good.
If I had a bus trip, I'm gonna call it 2 hours and longer. Pillow is A-okay to bring it on. I think
So if it's
under 2 hours,
if it's under 2, you're not bringing.
I'm not bringing it. I'm not bringing it. Now,
Man, that's a good
I'm gonna
question. That's a really good question.
That's a great
it took
question.
240 episodes to get there, but we still got content that nobody else has.
What is the break? What's the time?
I'm gonna go a little longer than that. I think
you're going 3, aren't you? You're going at least 3.
I think 3. If it's over 3.5, if it's a 4-hour trip, I'll bring a pillow. I think if it's under 4, I can kind of do without. I can just use a jacket.
Yeah, it's a good call.
And I mean, I'm probably not going to try to fall asleep if it's under 4.
I would 100% agree with you.
So for me, I think that the time is 4. If it's 4 hours, I'm bringing I'll bring a bus pillow.
I'm lying. I think 2 hours and over, I'm probably shutting my eyes.
Okay, so you're gonna go to Valparaiso.
Okay.
You're taking a bus pillow.
Valpo is only 2 hours away.
It might be 2.5.
Probably. I'm not like if I'm.
I mean, it's damn near just Chicago. 2 hours, hour and a half.
And that's where Chicago feels close. And I would probably feel like, why the fuck did I bring this pillow? But anything over that, I'd probably be like, you know what, it was nice. It was nice. I got 20 minutes of my pillow. That's what I'm thinking. When I was now,
they have buses with poles. Could double dip.
Ooh. All of my trips on a bus. Oh, no, that's not true. Not all of my trips. The only trip I took on a bus as an athletic trainer that was, oh, nice, Craig, under, I'd say an hour, where like we did not go to a hotel. Like, was just Mobile. From where I was in Biloxi to Mobile, we would go back and forth in one day, and we'd go there and we'd stay in a hotel. I always had a pillow with me when I was traveling by bus in the minor leagues because I would bring my own pillow just for some comfort.
Okay.
Of in the hotel. I was going to be in the hotel for 5 days. I might as well have my own pillow. So, I still think 2 hours, though, if I was, like, in your situation, as an athletic trainer with a college baseball team that might go to Valpo and come back that same day, I wouldn't mind. I'd like a pillow on 2 hours.
So you're saying 2 is a cutoff. Yeah. Who said somebody had 5? Kevin Joy said 5. Over 5 hours, pillow, blanket, and bus slippers.
Oh, bus slippers.
Craig said 2.5, but I'm not sure if that just meant to Valpo, not what his answer would be.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the F, Marry, Kill positions.
Oh yeah, how about it? I'm gonna kill forward.
I too will kill forward. We'll just agree there.
I'm going to F side.
Is there anything worse than sticking your forehead on the scratchy back of the bus? Because it's usually like that weird fabric.
And it is. I agree with the braking, and all of a sudden, like all that weight's going forward a little bit into your axial loading into your cervical spine. Yeah, not a fan. Even if you were lucky enough to have the bus that had like the tray in front of you, and then you could like put your hands, like pillow, hands, whatever, and like try to rest. That tray was always a little weak. You know, you always felt like you were gonna, who knows, all of a sudden it just slipped, and like,
which is why I kind of
taking a dip.
Feel like that pillow is a kind of a game changer.
Pillow is a game changer.
That one that they showed last week.
Yeah. Now, the side, like leaning into the window, if you have a pillow and it needs to be a pretty thick pillow, man, there's a lot of vibration that's with that window.
It's not just that, it's the fucking side. First off, why do they have an elbow rest up against there?
Fuck yeah.
It's sticking straight into your ribs.
True. Why?
Right into your ribs.
True. Why is there an elbow? Oh,
And
I
then
guess.
if I'm
And,
in
like,
that
'cause
position,
nobody's elbow is that small.
If-
Like, come on.
if I'm in that position too long, my back is racked.
Yeah. You remember like
Wrecked.
so
I got to change positions.
because you know how like, oh yeah, you do.
And then you try and go the other way. You ever try and like lay the other way where you're facing your own back seat?
No.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how.
You got to go a
That'd
little
be tough.
crouch.
It'd be tough. But you remember? Okay, so remember all the windows are also like emergency exits, right? So there's that gap, like the ledge, and then there's a little gap, and then the window, and there's always a cool.
Say that again.
So like when you're leaning up against
Yeah.
the side,
Yeah.
right? If I'm leaning to my left and my like going to the window, there was always that gap
Yeah.
in between the like it created a little ledge.
Yeah, a little breeze.
There was always a breeze. And sometimes that was like, oh, this is nice. But sometimes it was like, oh, man, making me cold.
Kevin said he had a student athletic trainer get her hair frozen in the window that way.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I don't know. I'm marrying laying down.
My fear laying horizontally is falling between seats and being stuck with a hard break. You just gotta get it. You just gotta get it out. You gotta get the hand up a little quick.
Oh, I would lay down.
So you're marrying
quite a
laying
bit.
down, or you're flat. You're a flat guy marrier.
I could get almost flat pretty easily. I did a good job at it.
I marrying that as well. The knob in the back kind of sucks.
But sometimes you can find the perfect position.
But that's really, truly going to be if I ever fall asleep on the bus. That's the only way.
It'll help.
It's the only way I'm going to do it.
I can see somebody. I can see Kyle. Just picture it. Bus driver slams on his brakes. Kyle's freaking out. Didn't get my hand up fast enough. That'll help.
So,
nobody would take a picture of that.
You and I are in agreement. We're marrying laying flat, effing the side lean, killing the head forward. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, bus trips.
Some good bus discussion there.
Yeah.
It's one of the best conversations we've had in a while.
What do you put the belt buckle into, or what do you put it in?
What's that called?
Or the latch? Is that the buckle, and then the latch is what you put into it? Yeah.
First couple answers.
Got a new workout.
Will George, who said he worked at Velpo. And
That's right.
After working at UWM, he said 3 hours. And then Jason at 4symbol78 said greater than 6.
Whoa.
6.
Oh, you're a trooper.
Okay.
What you got?
We're going to move on.
Fat.
We're going to fat it up. And then we got a fun draft today. Fat. We hinted at this last week. We were talking a little. We did Batman versus Captain America last week, and then had the little side talk because I called my wife Alfred, and she got offended. And I said, I think he's the guy that makes the whole thing work.
Yeah.
So then we started talking about butlers, and we're gonna do Jeffrey,
not Jimmy,
from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus Alfred. The two probably most iconic butlers, fictional butlers.
Yeah.
So when I say Jeffrey or
Joffrey?
Joffrey. I mean, he owned that name until Game of Thrones.
Just say, so a little pissant took it.
God, is there a worse villain? Like, is there somebody?
There's definitely worse villains. Like, meaning, like they're
characters that you despise.
Yeah,
is he in the Mount Rushmore? We're not even talking about Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
There can't.
I feel bad for the actor.
Is there anybody that watched that show that was like, I don't know, I kind of liked him.
Well, who was worse, him or
his mom?
No. I didn't have any problems with his mom, actually.
Oh, she was. You should.
Cersei?
Seriously? Come on. She, at times, you're like, hey, she was just doing what she needed to do. There's other times like, listen, lady.
No, what's his name from they cut the wiener off.
They cut the wiener.
Cut Theo's. Remember Theo?
Theo. Yep. Oh,
Ramsey.
Ramsey
Ramsey or Joffrey? Who was the bigger? If I'm choosing between them, I'd rather hang out with Jeffrey than Ramsey.
Maybe.
Right?
Or I don't know. Part of me thinks
I don't know how we got in this talk. It's not even close to
I probably
tonight.
if I hung out with Joffrey, I probably would have just ended up punching him. I've been like, whatever, throw me in the stockades. Yeah. I at least did what everybody wants to do.
Okay, so here we are. We're talking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Jeffrey versus Alfred from the Batman series.
Yeah.
I want to have a little Alfred sidebar discussion.
Yeah.
But we can start wherever you'd like to.
Jeffrey?
Because there was one guy that played Jeffrey on the TV show the entire time.
One man.
I really thought there was two at some point. For some reason, I'm misremembering that.
Nope.
What are your thoughts?
He's funny, sarcastic, still gets the job done though.
If I'm not mistaken,
he was really good at like the dry, very dry sense of humor.
Isn't his backstory as an Olympic athlete? Isn't that what I read somewhere? He was an Olympic athlete before. Like, that's the story of most athletic trainers.
Kind of.
Hey, I was an athlete. I got hurt, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
Yes.
So he's got the backstory.
A disgraced Olympic athlete.
Oh yeah, what did he do?
The storyline is that he was a marathoner for.
He took a shortcut,
and then
got in a car.
He got in a car, took a shortcut, and then that's why he came to the United States because he was like disgraced.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He was wise beyond his years. Even though he was a slightly older gentleman, he was very. He would throw out the pearl here and there for the youngsters and even Uncle Phil to learn a lesson.
I feel the same way about Alfred, though.
Of course. He's a good dancer. Really good dancer. He dated like a supermodel at some point.
He was probably a little bit more hip. A little bit more.
He was very not. He was so not hip that he was hip.
He related to younger people, I think, better than Alfred did. I'll say that. I don't think Alfred relates to young people very well.
Just Robin.
Chabatsky.
But anybody playing that game, you're drunk. What else about Jeffrey? I feel like I'm uniform. Is Alfred always in? Yeah, Alfred's always in uniform too. You know, I don't think Jeffrey was on call as much as Alfred.
No.
So
better work-life balance?
Maybe better work-life balance. I don't know if that makes him a better athletic trainer, but it might make him, he was more geared towards maybe working out of a clinic. You know, a little more 9 to 5, 10 to 6 athletic trainer.
Here's something.
Give me.
As an athletic trainer, how much would you love to be able to throw somebody out the front door? Get out,
He
or
did.
I'll throw you out.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey got to do that.
I mean, Uncle Phil did more of the throwing.
Didn't Jeffrey do it too?
I'm sure everybody did. I mean, they literally. I think even what was the little guy? What was their last kid's name? What's the little guy's name? Little guy. Nikki. I think even Nikki threw out jazz every once in a while. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Kyle says, Jeffrey, more compassionate and empathetic than Alfred.
Okay.
Potentially, yeah. All right, let's talk about Alfred.
Okay, Alfred.
Let's talk. Do you have a favorite Alfred? I got the list of the people that played him here.
Yeah.
Like, how would you rank them here?
It's hard to
Or
rank. It's hard to rank, but I think my favorite is Michael Caine.
Is it the voice? It's
the
voice. It's the crack. It's the
voice with the subtle humor. Jeremy Irons, who I would say played Alfred next, I think, right?
Jeremy
Irons is the
chronologically
Ben Affleck one.
Yeah, I mean it depends if you're including the Gotham one in there, because Gotham started kind of before.
Yeah, but the Jeremy Irons one is a little too. He's a little too like Big Brother versus funny uncle.
Sure. What? All right. How do you feel? You saw The Batman, right?
Yeah, that's
Andy Serkis. What do you think? The accent totally ruined it for me.
Yeah,
but he had some redeeming and actually he wasn't in the movie as much as I wanted him to be.
It's a good call. He reminded me of. To me, he wasn't old enough and clean cut enough. What I like, the Alfred character, okay, was a family's butler. We're going to call it at least, bare minimum, 23 to 25 years before Batman. Right?
Yeah, minimum.
To me, the Andy Serkis, that character, that actor portraying Alfred, he would have been in his mid-20s, I feel like, starting his butler career for the Wayne family.
Sure.
How many butlers are 25?
Well,
probably none.
I don't know.
You're still, like, and in the storyline of Alfred, like, he was in the British Navy or something.
SAS.
Yeah.
Special.
Like,
yeah. I'm watching Pennyworth right now.
I mean, that's what I feel like he needs to be an older gentleman. I think the Gotham Alfred,
Sean Pertwee,
he's like an appropriate age for being the butler of very young Bruce Wayne, and plays a very good, like.
Did you like him?
I liked him.
I did too.
I liked him a lot, actually.
Although he was a little less on the butlery and more of like a
correct,
like a fight consult. Like I don't know.
I didn't like that they made the storyline about Batman. Bruce Wayne kind of learns this like ability to fight and be a badass from his butler.
Yeah, I didn't care for that either.
I think that was a little like, okay.
All right, let's go back. There's two more just to discuss. Like or not like. We'll go Michael G.
Yeah,
he was in the original movies.
He was the Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. I'm pretty sure, right?
He made all four.
Yeah.
One of two characters
he was only Butler. Like, with the random kind of cameo, like, snide or little comment from the back row. He was okay.
Okay, and then the last is Alan Napier from the TV show.
From the TV show.
My GOAT TV show.
You well, what do you think?
I loved him. I loved him. He was just like, he fit the TV show really well.
He was, yeah.
Like the perfect amount of, hey, I'm protecting your secret identity, but I'm also helping. I'm assisting you, like when you're Batman.
That's the other thing about,
like some of these other other Alfreds. They're like, we'll help you with conceal your identity, but we're not really helping much with any of the solving of any of the.
yeah, like the Jeremy Irons one was like really far on the end of like, I do most of the work actually.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't here, Batman wouldn't exist. Yeah. I think Michael Caine kind of floated the right line of like, yeah, I mean, I'll operate some stuff from behind the scenes, and I'm here to kind of more take care of you. Yeah, that's interesting.
So I thought Alan Napier did the best job of kind of both
really
roles.
Do a great job.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about Alfred.
Athletic training, apparently.
The character. Obviously with the medical or with the.
Great job, Craig. Apples to apples. Alan Napier versus Art Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Apples to apples.
So
go. Yeah.
He's got the medical background.
He does.
The sutures, the wound care. I mean, Batman's getting the crap kicked out of him all the time, and who's putting it back together?
Yeah.
It's this guy. So he's not afraid of wound care at all. He's also probably a little bit better so watching Pennyworth, he does at least this particular character with the military background, he's almost like a bit detective, and he's like solving cases. So he's asking good questions. His history is going to be incredible. Although I think Jeffrey is they're both very observant.
Very.
Understand like body language and tone and all that. I think Alfred's just as sarcastic. What's the point 100%. Of all those push-ups if you can't lift a beam? Like,
correct.
That's how I would be.
I think what Alfred does best is when Batman needs him or Bruce Wayne needs him more than ever, he somehow gets a joke in there.
Yeah.
And I think an athletic trainer and that athlete really needs you, and somehow you can make them like laugh a little bit. We talk about it a lot. So they might be in their lowest moment, and you can make them laugh. It's pretty great, and you feel better about yourself when you put others down.
For sure. All right, let's see here. What did the social media people say? Which famous butler would make the better athletic trainer? 66%. So 2 out of every 3 said Alfred, Batman.
There you go.
I think that's probably
accurate.
Right. Although Caitlin said, "Oh, come on now," and she put in Mr. Body as a famous butler. Yeah. So we'll go with Alfred there. You say it, I say it. The poll says it. Okay. I think we are ready for our feature topic. We just had a draft, right? We just did one not too long ago.
Yeah.
Did I have the first pick on that?
Ah, shit. Yes.
I can go back here.
Yeah, because remember injuries?
Injuries. Yeah, I went first, so you'll go first this time. How about that?
I don't care. Sure.
Unless you want to flip the coin for it.
Flip the coin.
That's what we do here. It's candid.
50-50 shots. I'll just call it.
You ready?
Ready. Heads. Heads it is. All right.
So we're going to draft. We're going to make, Kevin and I are going to make our careers, our jobs, our daily tasks a little bit easier. We're going to draft tasks that we have to do as an athletic trainer and we're going to eliminate them, if that makes sense. If you
Correct.
if we pick something, that means we don't have to ever do that in our day-to-day activity.
Yeah.
The caveat is the one thing that we cannot draft is paperwork or documentation.
Correct.
It's aside from that.
Yeah.
That's a given. If you want to make your life and documentation easier, then call Healthy Roster.
Exactly. Because our lives are easy. Because of Healthy Roster. So why I don't hate it anymore.
So we're drafting small little tasks that we hated as an athletic trainer that we don't have to do anymore. Small little.
I feel like there's got to be like a really solid 101.
I don't know if there is or not.
It's got to be that like I'm not thinking of that like 3 picks from now. I'm like, oh my God. Or somebody's going to mention it. So, small task that I would like to eliminate from my day and never have to do again as an athletic trainer.
Correct.
With my first pick.
Yes. Oh, please. I have one that I really want.
I am choosing. I'm going to go. We talked about it earlier. I hated it.
I thought you would. Okay.
I hated doing it.
Yeah.
Every day in spring training. Oh. Okay. Making the coolers of water in sports drink. Does that include like the setup of that, or are those two different things?
No,
like,
I think
like the setup of like the dugout.
So you filling them and placing them is one task. We'll say that.
Okay.
Filling in place, if that's what you want to take.
Because I didn't mind necessarily like sitting there with a hose filling a cooler, but picking them up, throwing them on a golf cart, picking them up again and putting them in a dugout every single morning and every single end of the day, that I minded. So I'm going to say hydration station.
Okay, so you don't want to have to do hydration.
Hydration station.
Okay, that's okay. Hydration station. Yeah. Okay, that's a good pick. That's a good first pick.
So what didn't I pick that you want?
I'm gonna also need a clarification on this.
You got it.
If I say towels, I really hated folding them, but does that also include like taking them down and flipping them, or is that separate?
Oh, like doing the laundry.
Like having to take, like I didn't mind. Actually, I did mind because I would shock myself on the fucking
folding them.
No, flipping them from the washer to the dryer and pulling them out of the dryer every single day of my life. I would get an electric shock taking them out of the dryer. But what I really hated was
static shock.
Yes.
It's weird.
But the one thing I hated more than folding the towels.
Like, freaking like
fabric softener?
Like fabric sheets or something?
We just didn't.
Oh, interesting.
So, I mean, if I just say...
Why? Yeah. Okay. I'll give you...
Should I just say folding towels?
Yeah.
All right.
Folding towels.
Folding towels is my first pick.
I like it. Ciao.
Folding towels. I never have to do it again, thank God. You know what? Hydration, like moving coolers, is a pretty good pick.
Fucking hated it.
Did
I ever tell you about the time I tipped a golf cart because of it?
No.
When I was in the minor leagues, we had 4 fields, maybe add in like a half field that we had to set up. And I mean, we're talking, I don't know, it's 5:30 in the morning, and we would rotate. So like it was AA week to set up the field, and so me and my strength guy are loading the cart, and we would back the cart up to like a door, like right outside of the wet room. And I mean, we're stacking 10-gallon, 7-gallon, 10-gallon, 7-gallon, 10-gallon, little 3-gallon, 10-gallon. And I put another 10-gallon on there, and all of a sudden the cart just goes whoop
Oh, I went back. I thought you went
Backwards.
like, oh, wow.
No, backwards, tilted straight back.
Dump truck.
Dump truck.
Oh,
Well, it spills, dumps all the Gatorade coolers, falls back forward. Luckily, the cart didn't freaking break or anything. But I was just like, oh my God. It was hilarious.
that would be.
It was a great moment.
I'd be freaked out.
The only other crazy thing that ever happened to me with that, like, did I ever tell you about when I fell off the golf cart?
No.
So, I wonder if Dave even knows that this happened. But I was going to clear, it was the end of the day. I was going to pick up all the coolers and the kits from the field. And this was on the main stadium field in the big leagues. And it was me and I'm forgetting his freaking name, but he was a strength guy helping us out from the minor league side. We gather all the coolers. We get them on the back of the golf cart. I'm not driving, all right? To leave the spring training stadium field, you left through a center field gate, and then you had to go up and turn right up this, like, driveway. So we're going up the hill.
You're saying in the big league field?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going up the driveway thing, and I look back, and our bench kit, like fishing tackle box thing, is like teetering, and I'm like, oh shit, and I like just go like that with my hand, but it happened to be the exact same time that he was turning, and so I was not holding on, I was just going back to like kind of hold it before he started turning, but then he started turning, and I just went, whoom, I just flew right out of the fucking golf cart. The worst was and luckily I hit my head, but I hit my arm first, which was great because if I would have just straight up hit my head, I think I would have been pretty concussed. But that was kind of crazy. I was like, fucking A.
Slowing on down.
Yeah. Anyway,
all
fell
right.
out of a golf cart. So what's your number 2
My
pick?
number 2 pick is going to be stocking the tape counters.
Really? I kind of like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not for me.
Stocking
tape
counters. I kind of like
it's therapeutic to you?
Yeah, Dave got me on the train of like it being like when it's fully stocked and it all looks nice. I kind of like that.
Here's what I hate about it. It's one of those tasks where as soon as you do it, somebody comes in and uses something and it's sitting there and you're like, fuck. I want to just let it sit for at least an hour.
Yeah.
Or let me walk away before it gets ruined.
Oh, but I get what you're saying.
I didn't necessarily love it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So that's my number 2.
Okay. My number 2. Scott, I'm going for cleaning the whirlpools.
Okay, that's what I thought your 101 was going to be.
No. Yeah, I don't despise it, but if I didn't have to do it, I would be happy.
Okay.
Boop boop boop. I'm debating on whether or not I go a little left field here from a task and more like can I say if I never had to do another ultrasound, would you think that's like, I'm asking for your opinion of whether or not that should even be included in this draft? Because to me, it's not therapy. It's actually just a task.
Yeah, I can see where you're going.
We're going to keep it out?
I think I was thinking more
keep
like
treatment out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like what treatment. We could do another treatments you hate because we've done treatments you like, but we could do a treatments you hate.
Could do treatments we hate. I'm going to say then, you just took taping counter, which I kind of like. I'm going to go with like the folding towels one. That's so great. Not. Oh, I can't. That's some. This is a tough one. I want to grab something that I know. Cleaning again. A hydroculator.
Cleaning hydroculator. Kevin never has to do it again. It was on kind of my list, but I don't think I was gonna take. I probably wasn't gonna take it.
Oh, Nisi. That sounds like you. You just like the people. It gives doing an ultrasound. Nisi likes ultrasounds. It's like, hey, I get to hang out with somebody and just, talk to them.
Shoot the breeze.
I love it. Such a kind person, I feel like, Nisi.
For my third pick, I'm gonna say putting away deliveries.
Ah, I was kind of thinking about that.
Yeah.
That was close. Like,
it kind of depends.
unboxing
Like
and-
it
oh,
kind of
yeah.
depends on what it is.
It does.
Like there's certain things I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but putting away deliveries, I don't want to do it.
Mara. Did you see what Mara said?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Is it a good one?
I almost. I'll say it in a second.
Well, it'll pop up on mine.
What was it? No, it was before. You totally missed it.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's
See, that's
kinda-
me too.
Well,
I almost
I don't know. I kind of do. It depends on if it's a new one or an old one.
un-
What she said was, she said she would rather fold towels than roll an
roll
ace wrap.
Yeah.
I can kind of see where you're coming from on that.
See, I don't mind folding towels. I hate fucking folding clothes. Hate it. I don't mind folding towels. There's something that ends up being like, oh, that's a nice looking stack of towels. Same thing with the ace wrap, elastic wrap. When you like get in that groove, and it's like just like that's a perfectly rolled ace.
When
wrap.
you're in the zone,
Yeah,
the ace wrap zone.
back in the day.
You know what?
Oh,
There
you go,
all
Mara.
you see on social media is blind ankle tape. Why don't we do like a ace wrap challenge?
For
Oh,
speed.
see, they're both calling me out on folding towels. They like the live streamers like folding the towels.
Hey, if you don't like folding them, you don't like folding them.
Fuck no, get it out of my life. All right, my last.
I like folding the same towel. Like when it's. I don't like it
If
when
it's
there's
like all
three.
of one.
Yes.
Like when you have 8, that's where I'm. Yes,
If
you got
there's,
9
like,
different piles, and you're like, which pile is this going? And they're all.
I would go over so in the minor leagues or even in the big leagues, and like a clubby was like folding the Gatorade towels. I would like go and help because I kind of liked it because it was the same thing over and over again, and not like, oh, what kind of towel is this? How do you fold this one? Very pet peeve when people are anal about how a towel is folded, and it's not the way that you fold it.
That's true. There's a lot of that.
With your wives.
Yeah. No, with just coworkers.
Yeah. That's not how you fold a towel. What do you mean? Well, if you fold it that way, it won't stack the right way. What? Anyway. What's your next pick, huh?
You know what?
Ooh, loading the bus.
I'm gonna actually go vacuuming.
Okay.
And you
right
probably
on.
never had to do it. But we did. And it was such a pain in the rear.
Yeah. Vacuum. Did John ever
That's a really good one.
cleaning water bottles? That's a really good
Fuck.
one. That's a really good one.
That's
You
a
can
winner.
change. I'm not gonna take vacuuming.
All right. Yeah. No, that's a
Take
really
it.
good one. Yeah, I'll do clean water bottles. That's a brutal one. I didn't think of it. So that one's all Mara Smith. Thank you. Cleaning water bottles. God, that's a win. I feel like that should have been my 101.
It literally
That's such a game changer. When
That
you don't ever
might
have to do that.
be close to the one. Like, yeah, like that. I'm like, there's got to be a clear 101
Guess
under
we
the
haven't
documentation.
been in the traditional setting in a while.
I mean, that is so effing true.
Just trying to think about my whole day.
My whole day. Get to work. I'd usually work on the kit. I'd get the whirlpools going. Then I'd work on the kit, restock that kit, turn on the TV, find a movie.
Find a movie. You're up.
I know. This is the last pick. My last pick. Last pick of our draft. Oh. God, the cleaning the water bottles is a good one. I'm not going to pick vacuuming because I never had to vacuum. Did John ever get like a cordless vacuum for you?
Or we always hit no.
Not strong enough back in the day. You know, like the batteries and the motors.
Well, no, we did have one, but it just you just always go back to the corded ones because the cordless don't get anything.
Yeah, now they're great. Yeah. Now, like nowadays, Dysons are freaking insane.
Mara's on a roll. She's got another one collecting health forms. But see, that's like a one time at the beginning of the year.
But you got my brain thinking, Mara. That was pretty good. Can I say? Exit physicals? Does everybody have to do exit physicals? No.
Not. I mean, not everyone. But if that's a task that you don't want to have to do,
100%. Exit physicals.
All right.
Fucking stupidest shit of all time.
Exit physicals. All right. So Kevin, you've got hydration stations, cleaning whirlpools, cleaning the hydrocollator, and exit physicals. That's your task that you've eliminated from your job. How do you feel about it?
I feel like my job's not so bad anymore.
I don't have to fold towels. I don't have to stock the tape counters. I don't have to put away any deliveries, and I don't have to clean water bottles.
I feel
pretty good about that.
You're cleaning the water bottles. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll put it up.
Well, that's the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. It's still a cool 32 degrees here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're not expecting any more snow, but we are expecting, I don't know, the Candid Athletic Training guys to have a wonderful week because all of our listeners are sending us reviews, and they're going onto the website and they're giving us ideas for topics and FMKs and fats and all the above.
Join us.
We love you. We love all of you. If you know any athletic trainers that aren't members of Candid Athletic Training, tell them to be members of Candid Athletic Training. You get a lot of discounts on stuff. You're going to get even more continuing ed stuff in the near future. I think the Candid Athletic Training Podcast is the podcast to pay attention to if you're an athletic trainer. So tell everybody to pay attention. Love you all. You got anything?
Yeah, thanks to Healthy Roster. Thanks to Smart Tools, SmartToolsPlus.com, and Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus.
You guys are the best. Hopefully we got some more goodies coming up soon here. Chad's working really hard at making sure that all athletic trainers have the opportunity to get free stuff. And bye.
Bye, y'all.